Alright, so I wasn't going to touch anything related to this topic until my All-Stars video came out, but I just watched the finale of Season 13, and I have some thoughts. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. A lot of this is going to be like half scripted, and a lot of it is fresh reaction. I'm going to explain what I liked and what I disliked about the finale. Any gripes or nitpicks I have is not shade to any particular queen because, again, I love all of them. Any critique that I have is purely from a storytelling and production perspective. I understand and acknowledge that World of Wonder did their best with what they had in the Global Pancetta, and I'm going to work in like an hour and I'll be awake all night. If you want to call me bad words in the comments, please just don't try to dox me again, you fucking weirdos. So let's start with what I liked. I really liked the runway categories in the beginning. I thought that everyone in the top 4 did really well, and I'd like to see that brought back in the future. I thought the Dragon Drive was cute and was a good way to get some live audience reaction because the finale format really does not work without it. I'm glad Jada got to co-host, and I just really love Jada, okay? And the Chi Chi DeVayne tribute was beautiful, and I cried during it, but I can't talk about it any more than that in this video because I'm not gonna cry here too. Also, quick question, are Cory Booker and RuPaul actually cousins? I couldn't understand if that was a joke or not, and not to get political, but I met Cory Booker once when I was an intern, and he was actually really nice, and went out of his way to introduce and have a conversation with me, so even though it's a little cringy, I'll let that one slide. Now, it's no secret that I have never been a fan of the lip sync for the crown format. It gave us one cool moment, one time, and the next 2 after that were both fucking horrendous. Now, this is not to say that I think a finale with some kind of performance element is a bad idea. I really like the individual finale performances done in season 7 and 8, and despite the challenges of last year's finale, I thought that giving the queens the opportunity to direct their own video and performance was kind of cool. It reminded me of old school Project Runway seasons where the finalists would work on their own Fashion Week collection. My problem with the lip sync for the crown is that I think it renders the entire season kind of pointless. I understand that track records aren't everything, but boiling down a drag queen's entire season arc to their ability to lip sync to a random Britney Spears song is reductive and kind of stupid to me. Because if we're following that logic, for example, somebody like Bianca Del Rio, who has the best main season run of any winner, would not have won season 6 had this been the format back then. And I get why some people like it, but it's just never been my thing. Not to mention that Sasha's stunt made every competitor from here on out think that they need a reveal to win, so every lip sync for the crown now involves queens wearing like 10 fucking outfits and taking their clothes off for a gag. Seriously, just come out in the goddamn bodysuit and call it a day. I know you're not coming to the club in a giant snuggie. Don't fool anybody. Now, here's my issue with how these specific lip syncs played out. I don't doubt that Kandy won her battle against Rosé. But as much as I love Kandy, and I consistently always have, there was no way that the producers were going to let her win Drag Race. I honestly think that the top 2 narratively of this season were Symone and Mick, but because of the luck of the draw, that lip sync happened first, taking away any suspense for the final 2's performance. Because it's obvious that regardless of the actual lip sync, which I think Kandy honestly did a little better in, they were going to crown Symone. And I don't think that's fair to any of the top 4, really. I mean, Kandy is going to get a lot of undue hate from it as usual. Rosé had the cleanest season run of the 4 and technically came in 4th, I guess. And Mick and Symone, who dominated the season and likely would be the top 2 without this format, both got the short end because Mick isn't a great lip syncer and Symone is going to get the "it was rigged" complaint from fans for years to come. And as far as the actual lip syncs themselves, they weren't that great. I mean, they used Work Bitch in season 11, and that lip sync was literally better. And Symone's lip sync was good by default because Mick isn't as strong of a performer, but neither performance was completely show-stopping to me, so like, what exactly is the value here at this point? And on top of that, you're not actually getting to see the winning queen's reaction live. If you don't know, they tape alternate endings and then air who they chose to win on finale night, and the queens watch it separately. I never was a fan of this in the older style finales either, but at least there was some form of suspense still. Now you just have the top 4 watching it in a random club knowing full well who's going to win because 2 of them have already been eliminated. Now, I'm not really sure how to fix any of these issues, and I don't claim to know how, although I do think they should go back to a top 3 instead of a top 4, because a top 4 to me is kind of a cop-out. I mean, you really only have to beat, like 2/3 of the cast to make it in? I think the finales would be made better by me being more cutthroat and exclusive with who gets to be there. Hell, make it a top 2 like the old school seasons. Do something better than this. Your cast literally deserves better. Now, I'm going to work. The All-Stars video should be out in May or June. Play nice in the comments, but again, I get paid whether you do or don't. Please don't dox me. Bye! Also, one more quick disclaimer. I just listened to this video back and I feel like it sounds like I'm being super critical of Symone. I'm really not. I actually love her. I wanted her to win this whole season. And I think she deserves it. So congrats to her. Again, all of these critiques were just me being critical of the finale, style, and production and things like that, but I actually really do love Simone as a winner. Please don't send me any hate. Please don't send any queen any hate. They all did a great job. Thanks, and bye for real this time.